Yay Media Group.
I gave up on dating Italian women a long time ago. I'd be dead by now.
No, I think you'd be better now.
What?
Because you've learned to control your temper.
Who's going to control their temper? What maniacs.
Hey guys, episode 132. Sorry if you're watching this and you can see my hair extensions. I had to drop Lawson off at lacrosse and we are recording this late, so I just pulled my hair back, so I don't really care right now what
Wow.
my hair looks like.
Get yourself
Can y'all
together.
see my tan line if you're watching from my socks? I have my pale feet and then this awful tan line. It just goes around my ankles, and I have cankles, so it accentuates them, and it just looks very bad. I need to get a spray tan before I get in a bathing suit.
Wow. You just let all your emotions out in the first 1 minute, huh? You got anything else you're feeling bad about?
No, but you know what was cute? My dad, so all of you got to meet Big Sexy. And
We got a lot of feedback from that episode.
Yeah, I know. We should have done a two-parter because we have so many stories. Oh my gosh.
Well, he'll
many.
be back and we'll do it again.
He was talking to me like this is off camera, and he was saying, man, those were the days. He goes, back then I used to just get so mad about all the chaos and things going on. And he goes, but now I can laugh about it and you kind of miss the chaos.
Yeah. I mean, though, anything that happens now, even with the kids now that we're going through, we're going to look back and be like, oh my God, like, you know, sit around. Hopefully that's the dream, right? And whatever it is, your kids are grown, and then you look back like that and they have their own house. And I don't know, that's the dream, right?
Yeah.
And whatever you're going through now, it's going to change. And you're going to wish you had those days back,
Right.
You know?
I mean, it's always something. It's just hilarious. So when he comes back on, I have a lot more stories. People are writing me saying Chip needs to come here and get on the podcast.
Oh, I don't
That's
know if
my
Chip will
dad's
do it. Yeah.
boss. But I dropped my dad off at the airport. And ever since I moved away from home, my dad, anytime he comes and visits me, he takes a $50 bill and he hides it. And he always puts it in my console or somewhere, and then we'll laugh. He thinks it's so funny because I always get so mad at him. I'm like, it's fine. I don't need it. And then he'll laugh and say, buy dinner on me, buy coffee, buy something. And I tried to do it last night.
I know. I was about to bring
Lawson
that up.
had a football game last night. We got creamed. It wasn't a good game. And to make him feel better, we went to this place. It's called Big Bill's. It's a pizza place. It's like a total, I feel like, after sports place that you go and eat.
Yeah.
It's good pizza. It's really good pizza. They have the best Coca-Cola.
They got good deals, but it's something like you see like in an 80s movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you go there,
I
have
love
pizza
it.
with your family after a sporting game. I love it too. It's great. It's really good food. But Jordan never, ever has cash.
Ever.
Are we finishing each other's sentences now?
I was just helping you.
Never. She doesn't have PayPal. She doesn't have Venmo, Zelle, whatever it is.
Venmo's not safe.
Anyway, she does it so she doesn't have to pay for things. And yesterday we were with a big group of people, like all the other parents, you know, with their kids on the team. So the bill comes and Jordan's like, hey, like Don Corleone. She's like, here's a 50. I'm like, where'd you get that? Oh, Big Sexy must have slipped
No, I
you
gave
that.
you the 50 and I said, here, put our stuff on this so you wouldn't have to use your card. And then you were like, put that away. Your parents do the same thing. They used to do that.
I know, but it's just funny that you pulled out cash like at the table. in
it was
front of
just a
everybody.
$50 bill and I had
know.
it folded.
But you never have cash ever.
No, I was just fine. I'll keep the 50 for myself. I was trying to
Well, I'll take it, but I'm just
say,
saying.
here you go.
Jordan's just like, when we go out, she's like, here's my ID. I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, hold my ID.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
Where's the 50 when you do that?
Well, because I don't need my cards. I got you. I got you to pay
No,
for
we're
it.
in it together. We're in it together. But yeah, going back to Lawson's game, they did get smashed, but they played a really good team. And, you know, he's 8 years old. So this is the time where you learn, but it is good learning lessons. And I was trying to explain to him a little bit, like, the biggest lessons I've ever had in my life that I still remember are times that I lost, not all the successes I've ever had. I don't think about all those unless I'm chatting with whatever, I think about the failures I've had over and over and over to try to make myself better. So I know it's hard. Lawson was crying at the end of it. A couple of kids were crying. That means they care. You know what I mean? They care about it. So it's just a lesson that you have to teach them. Like, you can't win them all. You know what I mean? Even the best fighter gets knocked out at some point. So it's like, you can't win them all. What'd you learn from that? And you have to move forward.
I was already thinking like what I was going to tell him, and I don't know football players. I know like the main ones that you hear: Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. And I was already had this talk, and I was going to be like, even Tom Brady didn't win all his games. That's what I was going to tell him to try to cheer him up. But he did not. He's kind of like you. He's just like, don't talk to me right now.
He's exactly like me. That's how I know how to deal with him, because I'd be the same way. You know what I mean? Like, even when I got older, at the end of high school and even in college, it's sucks when you lose, but you're not going to win them all. Nobody's going to win them all.
But what I love about his coach is he doesn't just put in the best players because he's trying to win. He lets everyone have a turn. He tries to give the ball to everybody. And right, and I like that.
It's not just about winning at this point either.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then when you play up to a competition like that, it makes you better. I know it sucks in the moment, or they don't understand fully, because that was my thing. I wish I had the brain, or wherewithal, I should say, to put all this into application when I was younger. You know what I mean? But when you're younger, you're not thinking those things. You're just like, I can't believe we lost. And then your emotions take over. And that was a problem my whole life. So I'm trying to teach them young. I know it might not be getting through, but I want to hammer that home. Like, listen, you got to work harder. These guys are that much better than you got to practice harder.
Yeah.
You got to do things in the off season if you really care that much about it. You know what I mean? And then by no means am I going to drive them to do skills, in the summertime, but just things, get his mind right. Maybe, I don't know.
I signed him up for this football camp that he wants to do, which it was way overpriced. And I was like, I can't believe I just paid for this. So I hope he gets, apparently there's supposed to be some football Broncos player that's supposed to be there. I'm like, please just take a picture with him or sign something so I feel like I got my money's worth.
And teach him something. Don't just take a picture with him. You better not just show up. You better show something.
Well, I don't know what those camps are like, so I have no idea. I just did it, and he's like so excited. So I'm like, please don't let this just be a waste of money. Please let it be something.
I'm sure it will. And I'm sure there's like other coaches, hopefully from the Broncos, somebody that could teach them a thing or two. So if they take one thing away from that they didn't know before, I guess it's worth it.
Well, one of I sent it to a couple parents that I know, and everyone was like, that's that much for this one day for a couple hours? I was like, I know, it's ridiculous. So I'm hoping that since it costs that much, that there's that when he gets out of that, he feels like refreshed and renewed and just like ready to conquer football.
Or maybe don't sign him up for that next year if that's the case.
Well, I don't know. He wanted to do it. So I was like, okay, let's do it. And then Leighton now is like, I want to play soccer.
What do you mean he wanted to do it? Was he reading the paper and he's like, hey, look who's coming to town?
No, I just told him about this football player. I go, he's going to be there. Do you want to do the camp? And he's like, yeah.
All right.
And now Leighton wants to play soccer, so we'll see what happens.
Yes. Anyway, so that's what we did yesterday. And today I'm having a glass of wine. I'm tired, man. I've been working a lot. And
well, your hours are just all over the place.
Yeah, I'm just all over the place.
It's not consistent. So that's why we're always like, oh, we're recording at night or we're doing this, because with DBL, you got off at the same time every single day. It was a routine. Now there's absolutely no routine. And then with sports mixed in with it, it's just.
Yeah, this is where I fall off a little bit. When I don't have a routine, I haven't worked out. I don't know. I worked out Sunday, but we're filming on Wednesday. But if I don't work out like at least once a day or every other day, it like things start falling off. I just feel like I'm having a glass of wine right now for no reason. I'm just like, why not? And then I'm like, oh, there's a bag of chips up there. Why not? You know, and like if I don't like work out, my mind like goes, not like I'm just busy. That's all. I'm just busy and I'm not making time for like myself. And I need to get back into that a little more.
You did get a haircut today.
I did get a haircut. I took that time for myself.
Good.
Yeah, sorry if my hair's all weird. I just got it cut. So
it's not weird.
It's not?
I went to the dentist today. I went back. So I was supposed to do my Amazon Live, and I had to move my Amazon Live because I have been complaining. So a lot of you will, not a lot of you, but some of you will write me and say, why don't you ever smile in your pictures on Instagram? Which I don't smile anymore in any of my photos because I hate my teeth. And I went, what was it, 3 years ago? Was it 3 years ago? I have always had my teeth bonded since I was 16 years old. My dad's friend was a cosmetic dentist, and he always did my teeth, and he always did my bonding. And as I've gotten older, you know, he ended up retiring. I went to someone new. And if you've had your teeth bonded, they match the bonding, whatever they use, to your teeth. Well, my 2 front teeth, I always notice the color's a little off. Nobody else would probably notice it, but I did because it's me. And he lengthened my 2 front teeth and put the composite on top of my teeth, which it didn't really match the rest of my teeth. So I felt like Bugs Bunny. I remember sending my sister a picture and I was like, dude, my 2 front teeth look like long. My sister's like, your 2 front teeth look terrible. So, and my sister's in the orthodontic dentistry type world. She works in a lab. And
but like anything, you had to find a doctor that works for you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Other people might be perfectly happy with his work, but it just for you, it didn't fit.
It wasn't a fit. And
Right.
all I wanted was just my 2 front teeth fixed. He lengthened my teeth and I didn't ask for that. He was just, I think, trying to do me a favor. Well, he showed me the picture of my teeth and I was like, oh my gosh. So Jeff went the next day and I didn't want to be rude. So I didn't say anything, but I felt like crying because I was like, my teeth look terrible. So for those of you who have always asked me why I stopped smiling in my photos, that's why.
People ask you that?
Yeah. People are like, why don't you ever show your teeth anymore? Because I used to smile back in the day, because I liked my teeth. And then I just didn't like them and they didn't match. So Jeff went the next day to that dentist. This was like 3 years ago. And remember, he's like, I don't think your wife liked her teeth. Remember, he told you that? You went in for a cleaning and he told you, I did your
really?
wife's bonding. And you're like, oh, no. She likes it because we just don't like complaining.
Yeah.
And I didn't want any problems. So I went to a new dentist and I love her. Like, she's so natural, whatever. She has been saying, Jordan, you've been talking about this for 2 years. And finally, I was like, okay, I'm fixing my bonding. I hate it. Today, I went in and she took the composite part off. She took everything and instantly my teeth looked whiter and matched. She let me hold the mirror up while she did it. She took, he lengthened my teeth. She shaved all that off, let me watch in the mirror her shave it off. And I could see a huge difference. I was like, oh my gosh. So I have to go back. I am getting a, what did she call it? No, a veneer, some type of veneer, a no prep veneer on this tooth. And I got my teeth back. I will have my teeth back.
So you're going to smile more?
Yes. So I'll smile more. Because I was not happy with my teeth at all. But it makes a huge
say something.
difference.
You probably should have just said something. Be like to the other dentist and be like, I'm not happy with these. Could you fix it? But I know what you mean. I talk a big game now. I probably would have left with Roger Rabbit teeth and came home
You
and
would've
complained to
totally
you and I
left.
wouldn't have said anything.
You don't like being, I don't
either.
like.
You're right. But when it's something like that, I'd be like, hey, buddy, like, what's happening? Could you cut those?
And I kept asking people.
You didn't look. It was nobody would even notice. If you asked anybody, nobody would even notice.
Nobody would
I know
notice
you
but
do.
me.
So whatever, make yourself
but with
happy.
me, when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, it changed how I look. So it was funny because today I showed her, I go, okay, here's my teeth before. And then I took a picture right after in my car of what he did to my teeth. And I had a picture of before that. And we had the picture side by side. And she's like, you could really see how they were. He changed them like oval and my teeth are square. Anyways, I know y'all don't care. I am getting my smile back and I go back in 2 weeks and get that veneer put in to match my other teeth and my teeth are going to be back. I'm very excited about it.
That was a riveting dentistry story.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding. Whatever makes you happy. If that makes you happy, more confident, then by all means, yeah, do that.
Yeah, because like you know how people always, they say, what's one thing you like about yourself? And like you always say your calves.
Yeah.
You like your calves. like for me, I always had really good teeth. My teeth were always super
You
white.
still have good.
And I had really good teeth. And that was like one thing about me that I was like, okay, that's something I know I have something. And so when that was done, it makes you feel self-conscious.
We got it.
Okay. We'll take a break.
How's your workout routine been?
Every single day walking. I need to incorporate weights, but every day I walk. The UPS lady came to our house today to deliver a package. She goes, great job. Every day I drive by, I see you walking.
And what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Every single morning, my AG1. And I put vitamin D3, K2, 2 drops of that in my AG1. And it's so great because I either take it with me on the way to carpool or I just drink it really fast. Sometimes I like to drink it like a drink. Other times I like 4 ounces and just drink it really fast.
Yeah, I drink my AG1, as everybody knows, every single morning. The first thing I do, I put a couple ounces of water, 1 scoop of AG1. I put it down, and sometimes I forget the D3K2 to put it in there with my drink, and sometimes I just drop it in my coffee if I forget.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
when you're
that's a
out
good
on the
idea.
road with your travel packets, you bring that D3K2 with you. You can drop it in your coffee, swig it down, whatever you need to do. Just make sure you make it a daily routine.
And AG1, whenever we're traveling, I love the travel packs. They're so easy to use. You got your tumbler you can take with you. And with AG1, the normally like zinc always makes me feel icky. I don't feel like sick with the vitamins at all. I actually feel more energized. And when I don't take my AG1, I feel like I feel groggy. I feel like not clear headed. With my AG1, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. You know what I'm tired of? People coming over and drinking our AG1 travel packets because we need those, but it's a good way to get the word out.
Those are the ones I give out to all the friends or people that are considering trying AG1. I always give them some of the travel packs so they could try for themselves.
Yeah. And like I said, every single time it cut my vitamin intake maybe into a quarter of what I usually take. And what I like most about AG1, unlike other supplements that make big claims without research, AG1 is formulated based on the latest science, nutrition, and wellness. I love that because they go above and beyond and studying what goes into their product.
Yeah. And AG1 can help support your digestion, your energy levels, like I mentioned, your skin health from within, cravings, and so many more things. Have you noticed any of these?
Absolutely. I notice a difference every single day. Although I don't take a day off, I'm pretty routine on my AG1. Why don't you be our AG1 buddy with us? When it comes to my health, I want something I can trust. And that's why I choose AG1 with science-backed ingredients and real benefits. I can feel it. AG1 makes it easy to support overall wellness every day. And that's why I've been partnering with AG1 for so long, or at least we have.
And AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. So make sure you check out drinkag1.com/togetherness to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/togetherness to start your new year on a healthier note.
Maybe not New Year.
drinkag1.com/togetherness and start your spring on a healthier note.
That was pretty angry.
What?
All right. Welcome back. I'm sure you guys are on the edge of your seat for some more dentistry stories.
You're probably sleeping right now. I'm sorry.
You sound like the guy from Abominable Snowman. That little guy who wants to be a dentist.
Probably.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You ever see those pictures, and then we'll get off the dentistry stuff?
I'm such a mess.
Yeah.
I forgot the rest
The
of
Rudolph
the
the
word.
Red-Nosed Reindeer
Yeah.
story. Yeah.
I love when he
forgot
sings
guy.
that song.
If I knew his name, I would have. I know
Yeah.
Cornelius. Whatever. You ever see those pictures? I just wanted to mention real fast. Like I see on Instagram sometimes. Like, look at my husband in my pictures, and it's like their wedding, and it's like all vacation, and they're like just smiling. You know what I mean? And they're like, look at his picture when he catches a fish, and he's like in every picture, he's like super happy he caught a fish, but in like the best days of their lives, he's like just. I've seen a couple of people do that, and it makes me laugh
That
so
is
hard.
funny.
Yeah.
That's you.
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like.
You never.
With you fishing?
I don't know
You
why it's such a
always-
good feeling to catch a fish. I know Tony, our friend, is you've never seen him smile. By the way, Tony, he listens to every podcast. I love you, buddy. But we got to have him on the show when he comes in. But he never smiles. Like if you don't really know him, you think he's like an angry guy. But if you know him, you love him. But he like really never smiles. When he has a picture with a fish, I'm like, who is that guy? I'm like, he's the happiest guy in the whole world.
I love Tony. I know I say this all the time. Everybody, when I first met Jeff, and y'all will, if he comes in town to visit, we have to have him on. If you saw him, because he's got the cauliflower ears, he was like, did fighting. So he looks like angry. And you think he's like fighter guy, but he's the nicest guy. And when I first met you, I thought, I was nervous because you had like an audition or something to go to. And I was with Tony by myself. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's going to be so mean to me from all the stories I've heard. And he couldn't be more opposite from what everybody said. And he's like pretty much, he's like my favorite of one of your friends.
Ooh, the other ones are going to be very sad that you said that.
No, I love Tony.
But he keeps up with you. So like he'll talk to you.
And his wife is like the sweetest, but it's it's somebody more opposite, because I feel like if you and Tony, well, she's Italian, but she's like calm Italian. If y'all both married high-strung Italian women, y'all would all be murdered. Y'all would murder each other.
Oh man, for sure.
I just can't.
I gave up on dating Italian women a long, long time ago. I'd be dead by now. Oh man.
I can only imagine.
Oil and water.
No, I think you'd be better now.
What?
Because you've learned to control your temper.
Who's going to control their temper? Maniacs. Listen, I am too. So I'm not saying, I'm just saying we can't exist in the same place together like that. You know what I mean? You can't have two wolves in the same den. You need
Jeff, it's just like he gets mad and like going off about something. I just look at him and just walk away.
Did you get that thing I sent you about the Italians? He goes, that one Italian guy. He's like,
about the temper.
Yeah. And he goes, the one thing I hate about being Italian the most is my temper. And I sent it to you because that was me my whole life. It's like, I don't know if it's the Italian or I don't know what it is, but it just, I always had this thing like at the drop of a hat, super pissed.
No, listen, guys, when I got off Big Brother and the cameras weren't rolling and I saw you in your Chicago element, I was like, I don't know if I should date this guy. He's got a bad temper. And I was like, I don't know because I was so, at the time, I'm a lot different now.
So am I.
I was so just like whatever and a lot more laid back and just let whatever fly. And with you, I remember just I telling my mom, I was like, he's very quick to like snap. And I was like, I don't know if I could be with somebody like him. And now you are the opposite of what you were that I met. You're way calmer.
Right.
And you're really good with the kids because I don't think you want them to see. But you were immature. Like when I met you,
for sure.
Like you were a late bloomer.
Mm-hmm.
You were very immature. I was immature in other ways too. I'm not saying I was mature, but I felt like we were on the same. You were 8 years older than me, but we were kind of on the same maturity level.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I needed some
like
growing up to do.
You being with somebody, like when I met you at 31, you being with a 31-year-old, your age.
Yeah.
I felt like you were way immature. That's why we worked, is because you were just like on my level.
Yeah, but there's now, there is flashes of that here and there, but you know how to handle it. You know what I mean?
You don't ever lose your temper.
No, I know, but not even I know. Like even when I lose it a little bit, I'm like, I got to get out of this. Like I need to take myself out of this situation.
And you don't ever talk bad about anyone. You never do. And you just like, if other people are talking about someone, you always remove yourself and like go the other way. And I admire that about you. And I am somebody that needed to learn that because I used to not do that.
Well, it's so weird. I don't know where I got in my life where I would like care about things that people said and then like get mad about it for no reason. And they don't even know that I'm mad at them for some reason. And then hold all this animosity and anger It's if you really do something to me or cross me in any sort of way, and I already had some preconceived notions about you, it's not that I'm mad anymore. It's indifferent. You're indifferent to me. I don't care if I see you. I don't care if what you ask me to do. I'll be polite. What's going on? How are you? Once I don't care about you, it's over. Like that's the end. And you're the worst with that. You are the worst. You're a spite, but you bring anger into it too. You're very spiteful and vengeful.
Oh,
I think we talked about this.
I know. I am. I'm like my mom.
Yeah.
I am just like my mom. I don't forgive ever. And I don't let things go. And that's something I need to learn from.
You got to let it go.
And Jeff, it's like
you got to let it go.
Knows because he's like, I better not make you mad because I know you won't drop it.
And I'm not even talking people, not just people. I'm talking about restaurants. If there's something that makes Jordan mad at a restaurant, it's over. We're not
I know what you're talking about. Do not say it.
I'm not going to say the name, but Jordan got carded last weekend when her dad was in town, and we went to this place to get a margarita on purpose. And Jordan was so looking forward to a margarita, and they carded her, and they're like, Jordan's like, I don't have my ID with me. It's at the house. And the waiter's like, all right, well, no, you can't have a drink. I'm like, dude, are you serious? She's 38 years old. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, no, I can't without an ID. And he just walked away. And Jordan was pissed the rest of the meal. And we're never going back to that place.
That's what Jeff said. He's like, oh my God, now we're never going back.
I hope you enjoyed that meal because mom's done with this place. So we're never coming back.
I do. I get mad. And I don't know. It's just, I need something I need to work on. My dad says that all the time. He's like, oh my God, you are just like your mom.
You are. It's crazy, but I don't know.
I need to grow up. I used to be chill, and now I've turned into the opposite.
Yeah. Well, speaking of growing up, you know why I kind of had a glass of wine too? Because there's a show on that we recorded last night that I'm kind of excited to watch.
The Valley?
Yeah.
I know. I was talking to Lynn's today, and she goes, did you watch The Valley? I'm like, no.
I don't know why I'm obsessed with like Vanderpump Rules and The Valley.
You love that show.
I love it. It's like my guilty pleasure.
Okay, so I
don't know why. It reminds me of like a LA. It's not like I miss LA or anything like that. It was just a different time. And I don't know. I don't know. There's something about it that it's like a guilty pleasure. I'm not happy about it, but I like it.
Maybe because LA was, when you lived there, it was such a good time. And you and like
make
other friends that are your age say that. Everyone says that I've talked to. Like your old coworkers, like people who have lived there, everybody's like, that was a golden years to live in LA. And now LA is not the same. And I think when you watch that,
it brings
just
it back.
like Entourage, you love Entourage because you're like, that brings it back.
Yeah, when I work out, this is so dumb, but when I work out down here, I just put on something that's familiar. I don't know, it makes me feel comfortable. The same thing when I go to bed. I just put on something familiar, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Seinfeld, whatever, something that I already know so I could like fall asleep and I'm comfortable with it. It's the same when I work out. I'm not really paying attention, but if I'm doing cardio, I'll watch Vanderpump Rules, Entourage, and I've watched it 100 times, at least Entourage. Vanderpump Rules, I just started watching again. I still get like, I go back, I'm like, I can't believe they did some of that stuff, but it's still the same thing. Like it gives me a feeling like of LA. And I just love that feeling of like drive and I don't know, and want. I don't think I'll ever get where I want to be. I think my whole life is just based on the chase of getting there. Does that make sense?
No, sometimes I don't think, I think how you are is you're just never satisfied.
Yeah. I think I'm coming to that realization too. I think what I love most is the chase. The dreams that go into it. When I was in LA, I talk to you now. Talking and like dream, like here's what I need, here's what I want, and I know I could do it, and it brings me confidence, and it's fun climbing that ladder. And then once you get there, sometimes it's not everything you expected it to be. You know what I mean? And I don't think I'll ever get to where I wanted to be, but I'm loving chasing.
Does it make you think of reality days, like when we did reality TV? If you watch The Valley, or no?
Yeah, I don't miss reality TV at all. Don't get me wrong, I don't miss reality TV at all, and I have no desire to go back to it. But the Big Brother days, I still are like near and dear to my heart. Like I could smell plastic in the summertime and it still makes me think of Big Brother. Not like I don't know how to phrase this, but there wasn't everything I loved about Big Brother, but it brought us together, and we're at where we are now because of Big Brother. Big Brother got what they needed from us. We got what we needed from them. And I mean, we have stories for the rest of our lives being on Amazing Race, just connecting with people now, they're like, even at this new job, we have salespeople and they're like, oh, this is Jeff from Big Brother. Or, this is Jeff from the Amazing Race. Not necessarily I want to talk about that all the time, but it breaks the ice with people. And they're like, oh, you did that? What was that like? Oh, I know my cousin, blah, blah, blah. And it's like an easy jump in, you know what I mean? Kind of like traveling. If you meet someone from another country, like our Uber driver the other day, he's from Ethiopia. I was like, oh man, I went there too. And I was talking about the food. It's just like a good, you could talk to anybody. And those stories give me conversation pieces and things like that. So it is near and dear to my heart. And I don't know how I got off on that, but
I don't know if it's because I'm older or if it's just so different in LA now. When I went back for reindeer games, I told you, I go, it wasn't the same.
I hate to hear that.
It wasn't.
But I know everything's changed.
I didn't know half the people there anymore. It was, it just didn't feel like Big Brother. Like when we used to go back on, it was so different. Some people were wearing masks still. Some were not. I felt like everybody was very distant. It just didn't feel, I don't know.
You know what? It
made me sad, but maybe I'm just older and it's different. I mean, Allison and Rich are amazing, and Dawn and all of them.
They're the executive producers over there
of the show. They've been so good to us. But yeah, just the other people, like people that would come in and do CBS.com. They're so young. They look like they were 22 years old, and they had no idea who I was.
That was like one of the best times of my life working for CBS.com.
CBS used to have like .com and CBS.
Let's pause there because let's take a little break and then we'll finish. We'll keep going.
Okay.
It's no secret that the last couple months I was out without a job, and I'm secure now. Luckily, I'm back on my feet, but it was a scary time. And I got to look inward as well as outward at my kids and think, what is their future going to be like? And I'm glad I got to reflect on something like that, because now I don't take my kids' future for granted.
Well, when it's just you're always thinking about yourself. And then now we have kids. It's like we have to think about our kids. If something happens to us when we're on a trip, are our kids going to be taken care of? Are they going to be okay? This is something that we talk about a lot at late night, like with our neighbors.
Well, you got me thinking about it right now. What do you mean a trip?
I think about this all the time. If something happened to us on a trip, are our kids going to be okay? We have to make sure they're covered. Peace of mind for me. You want your spouse and your kid's future to be okay and financially taken care of in case something does happen to you.
Right. God forbid things happen, and you want to make sure you're prepared for the unseen.
Select Quote is one of America's leading insurance brokers with nearly 40 years of experience, helping over 2 million customers find over $700 billion in coverage since 1985.
That's right. Other life insurance brokers offer impersonal one-size-fits-all policies that may cost you more and cover you less, while Select Quote can help find the right policy for you.
Have you worried about trying to fit shopping for life insurance into your busy schedule? In as little as 15 minutes, a Select Quote licensed insurance agent can tailor a life insurance policy to your family's needs and budget. And have you been concerned about the cost of life insurance? Is it more affordable than you think with Select Quote, with some policies costing less than $1 a day?
Plus, they could get you same-day coverage with no medical exam required. Head to SelectQuote.com and a licensed insurance agent will call you right away with the right policy for your life and your budget.
Select Quote. They shop, you save.
Get the right life insurance for your family for less at SelectQuote.com/togetherness. That's MESS. Go to SelectQuote.com/togetherness today to get started. Don't delay. That's SelectQuote.com/togetherness.
CBS.com and CBS, when we were on, the people that worked in like corporate, people that worked on the lot, it was, you guys, it was the best people that were there. I can't speak for it now because I'm not there, but half those people are pretty much gone now. They're all
Almost
moved.
everybody we know there is gone.
Yeah,
There's a handful
they
of
all
people I
moved.
might know.
Because people will write me and be like, "Do you have connections to get so and so on?" I'm like, I don't even know anybody over there anymore. And just because you know someone doesn't mean you're going to get on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to just walk around and just go to the corporate building and just the higher ups and just go and hang out in their office. I don't think you're supposed to do that, but I would. It was just personal. I'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" And everybody was so cool and having drinks. And then when the whole cancel culture thing happened, it's like I just feel like everybody's
Well, that was
just
years later, and we
years
weren't there
later.
anymore. Yeah, I know, but I know what you mean. There
It's
was
just
no
distant.
I don't know what the word
Nobody's
is.
cutting up with you.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they
Everyone's
used
scared to
to.
say something. Speaking of that, I'm not calling anybody out, but so now I work in like a corporate environment. And again, I'm not throwing any shade. I'm just talking. Nobody get all worked up. But remember when you used to, I was saying crisscross applesauce, but you used to say you sit Indian style.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I'm not getting everybody relax. I'm just using an example. Now we say crisscross applesauce. And we got in that conversation, and someone that we don't really talk to, or I don't really talk to, got in the elevator, and he's like, "What are you guys talking about?" And I go, and I'm in the office building. You know what I mean? I'm at Fox now. And I'm like, I probably shouldn't say, but we were just talking about how and I didn't say that either. And I just go, how my kids now you call it. I go, remember when you were a kid, you sat down, but now they call it crisscross applesauce. And right away he goes, "Oh, you're not allowed to say that." And I go, I know. I'm just saying that's what we were talking about. But I didn't even say that. You know what I mean? It's like, that's where we're at now.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and not saying we're running around throwing out slurs or whatever. It's just now it's like everybody is so on edge that you can't even mention what it was called. Now it's so crazy is what I'm saying. And back then when we were on Big Brother, we didn't have social media. You know, back when I was in LA trying to be an actor, no social media. It was just the memories that you made and the friends that you made and the fun that you had and the dreams that you had and the goals that you had. And, you know, you had to call your friends. "Hey, man, come get me." Like, you had to meet up in person to be sociable. There was no just sitting at home on social media. Oh, everything's good, but it really wasn't. You shared your feelings. And I missed trying to live my dreams, going for that, struggling with my friends, going through all that without some outside bullshit going on, without people telling me how good their life is when I know their life isn't good. You know, everyone's starting to see through the curtain. And that's what I miss. It wasn't the day, and I know people might get worked up. Well, it wasn't good for me. Well, sorry about that. But it wasn't good for me either. You know what I mean? But I'm saying I enjoyed the struggle. I embraced having friends and going through it together.
You had to connect with people.
Right, exactly.
And
there's
now
it's like,
connection.
no, there's no connection. It's not the old days. So maybe that's what I like about that in some sort of sick way.
I was saying on our last, not the one with my dad, but the one before that episode, I had so much fun at Joe Coy because after that, we did late night.
We talked about it.
Yeah,
already.
I know. I'm just going to say my favorite thing was being with friends, and it was sitting by a fire pit and deep combos and talking about all this stuff, but you're with your people. And it was so fun, like just connecting.
Yeah.
You're connecting with people. People aren't connecting by seeing posts of people going out, seeing people. I have the best friends and posting pictures of that. I have the best kids, the best husband, the best this. You're not connecting.
But I don't even need to see that
pictures.
shit. That's why I've been kind of distant on social media.
Me
I don't
too.
even need to see that shit because I know it's all fake. I know it's all see-through.
I kind of,
you know?
I don't know.
need
I've been kind of
opinions.
taking a step back with my social media because I haven't really wanted to do it because it's just for likes. You know, posting for likes. I don't like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how we drifted down this road. But anyways, I like maybe the comfortability of all that stuff, like I said. And I don't know. Just the early seasons of Entourage, again, so many problems people have with now. They're like, that would never air now. And it probably wouldn't. They'd have to change a lot of things. It doesn't mean it's not a good show. I watch Friends. They have Fox on all the time in our office, you know, and Friends comes on in the afternoon. And there's some things on there that I'm like, oh man, you can't say that today, you know? And so it's like, it's in everything. Was it right? No, but we learn from those things. But we don't have to walk on eggshells every single place we go, you know, just because we're having a conversation. I don't know. It's just things are so crazy and communication has gone out the window and it doesn't make me want to talk to anybody anymore. I would want to talk to people and be like, well, why do you think that way? Tell me why I'm wrong. I didn't grow up like that. Will you tell me? Oh, I totally see your point. That's gone. You say one thing and people are like, I'm out of this conversation. I don't feel good. I need a mental health day because Jeff upset me.
Or they're recording you.
Yeah, and exactly. Or I'm worried about someone trying to get the best of me.
I find myself, if I haven't known you, I find myself stepping back and being like, I don't trust you, and just being very short. Because my brother was saying that the other day. He was like, used to be so much more personable. He goes, you and Jeff aren't as personable. And I was like, really? I go, well, I kind of, maybe because of the work you're in, I don't know. I just don't trust people.
And one more thing, now we're kind of getting off a tangent. Now we sound like little bitches, but the victim mentality, and I know I'm not talking about anything else. There was none back then.
Yeah.
I went to LA for 2.5 years and I failed. I didn't do good. I went back to live with my parents in my late 20s because I failed in Los Angeles. Nobody else did me wrong. Nobody else, I was good enough, but they didn't hire me. I failed. I didn't work as hard as I needed to do. There was no victim mentality. Everybody who left LA that were my friends that we're still friends now, they failed. They all know they failed. We had a good time together. We worked through those times. We weren't good enough at that time. I regrouped and luckily I got blessed with Big Brother. That's why I love them and they springboarded me into what I wanted to do again. And so it kept my dreams alive. Now everything's a victim mentality. If you don't get this job, if I don't get that, my friend's this, my that, my kid's that, my kid's not starting on a team. Everybody's a victim of every circumstance instead of looking inside saying, I could have done better. My kid could have done better. I could have helped my kid do better in that. Everyone's a victim of everything now. Everyone's offended by everything now. And it takes me out of those conversations. We used to have those conversations on Daily Blast Live. And it got me into some trouble, but I was just trying to learn and make myself a better person despite what other people want to believe. And those conversations, I'm like, you know what? Let's not have that conversation. I'd rather not. You go your way and I'll go my way. And that's just how it is. And that's sad. That's like what the world's turning into. Luckily, I have good friends and awesome family that I have enough. I have enough love. But those conversations of trying to learn who the other person is, those days are gone.
I always go walk with retired neighbor, and he always gives me life lessons. And he's always like, he's like closer to my dad's age. And he's always like, my father always told me, if you can count at least 5 people on one hand that you can think of, you're blessed, that like you have, or you can trust. And he's always giving me other life lesson things to, practice.
Yeah.
But it is true.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, I was getting my haircut today. My good buddy, AB, left me a message. And then sometimes I'm out. My buddy from New York, who I was in LA with, my college buddies, my high school buddies, my neighbors text me jokes. It's like, we're so blessed. You just have to look at what's around you instead of what's not,
Normally on the weekends, we're always calling everybody on the portal.
Yeah, and that's awesome.
Our buddy was like, every time you guys call me, I'm in bed.
Oh,
Matt.
yeah. I know. But I don't know. I had one glass of wine and I'm like, having drunk convos.
That's what I was thinking tonight. I was like, is Jeff going to be calling people?
No, I just had one glass of wine.
One glass of wine turns to 2.
No.
You got to celebrate.
Yeah, and I was just getting tired. The last thing you should do is have a glass of wine when you're tired, but I don't know. My wiring's
I do have to say before
crossed.
we go, I went on this celebrity cruise with Lindsay a couple years ago.
Yes!
And
post it.
Nia, who is on the Valley.
Oh, yeah.
With, she's one of Lindsay's clients. And she is the most, her and Olivia Colpo are 2 of the most stunning people I've ever met. You know how model?
Maybe that's why they both won Miss America.
I know, because they're both kind of similar looking. But when you see a model and they have no makeup on and they're just look hot, no makeup.
Those people make me uncomfortable.
It makes me sick.
It makes you sick? I get very uncomfortable around very good looking people. And that's men and women. Like when I went to Days of Our Lives.
What?
I get very
I thought
uncomfortable.
you were joking.
No, I'm not joking.
Oh,
I get
wait.
very
I
uncomfortable.
don't get uncomfortable. What do you get uncomfortable? That's
I
weird.
don't know. I'm very intimidated about how good looking they are.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
weird.
What do you mean that's weird?
I take it like, dang, I wish I looked like you.
When I was around Olivia Culpo and Danny Amendola, I was like, I couldn't even talk. I'm like,
Oh.
what am I going to say to these people?
He's beautiful.
They're both beautiful.
Well, she's probably the most, her and Nia. Hang on, let me finish. Her and Nia. And okay, so Nia had no makeup on. So hot. And then at night, it's like she put her makeup on, and I saw her in person and just put on just something simple. And I was like, oh my God, you are like, now you're like extra hot, stunning. Like you're like different now. Now you're even more pretty just with a little bit of makeup. It makes me hate them in a loving, good way because I'm like, how is that possible?
How is that possible?
No, I mean, but she is. She's so sweet. And she's with our podcast company.
I
So,
hate you in a loving, good way.
yeah. I did tell her, I go, you look like Olivia Culpo. I told her that. I was like, you guys are very similar. But anyway, she's super hot.
All right. All the hot people out there. God
Okay,
bless.
wait, hang on. Tell me about Days of Our Lives. Why do you get uncomfortable?
Because everyone on that show got hired because they're super good looking.
On Days of Our Lives?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever really watched
Well,
that.
remember when I went to go do that soap opera tour
Yeah.
and I
Aren't they
interviewed
like
everybody?
old? Aren't they like
Not
70?
everybody. Not everybody.
Really?
I'm talking men and women. They're all very attractive. Why do you think people watch that?
I don't think anyone watches
Do you think
it.
they watch it because they're great actors? Sorry, no disrespect to soap people. I would have loved to be on there myself. I wasn't attractive or good enough. But people watch that because they're so attractive.
I feel like soap operas are more my parents' age and older. Like my mom, when I was home from school sick, when I was in like kindergarten and grade school, she would be ironing and watching All My Children was her favorite. Okay, wait, this is so funny. My mom used to always say, so gay guys love my mom and I don't know what it is. They just always flock to her. I think because she's just super sweet. And everybody has always said my mom looked like, what's her name? Erica Kane. Is it Erica Kane from All My Children?
I don't know.
She's the main one. I think of my mom, or anytime I saw her, I think of my mom because my mom loved her and she's the main girl.
All right, what's the connection to gay people?
Oh, these gay guys that were married used to always, I'm sorry. Erica Kane was her on All My Children. Susan Lucci. That's her name.
Yeah, Susan Lucci.
So these two gay guys that were married, they used to always come in the bank and they were my mom's clients and they'd be like, honey, you look like Susan Lucci. And my mom said every time they came in, they'd always tell her how much she resembled Susan Lucci.
So two guys called your ma Susan Lucci and the whole gay community loves your ma?
No, they were gay. They were married.
I know. I just said two guys love
Yeah, but I always told my mom, I'm like, my mom's best friend at the bank was gay. And I'm like, you gay men just love you. My brother loves her. Peyton, she just has that thing. I feel she went with Peyton, her best friend. It was his birthday. My mom went to her first ever gay club, and Peyton said,
Your mom did?
Yeah.
Wow.
With Peyton. And Peyton said the men were just all over her and she was just dancing. He said it reminded her of First Wives Club when Goldie Hawn is dancing.
Oh, that's
and the girls,
awesome.
Remember her daughter's gay?
Yeah.
And then comes and they were like, oh, you're so hot.
Oh my God. I can't believe she did that.
Yeah.
She hasn't even come here to visit you.
I know. My mom gets scared with flying, so I understand.
You could go back.
Now she's heading to the beach, so my parents both say they know how to get me home by going to the beach.
Love your mama.
Yeah.
Love your mamas out there. All right, let's read a positive quote. I don't know what happened today. We are all over the board.
Typical us.
Yeah. All right, here we go. The last one wasn't so good with Big Sexy, so let's hope this one's better. If you can find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere. That kind of good.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of good.
That's good.
I like the obstacles. That's kind of coming back to what we were talking about.
Always. All right.
Thanks for backing me up there. All right.
Bye, guys. Thank you for downloading, tagging, subscribing, togetherness.com, all that good stuff. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Yay Media Group.